What's up, everybody? Ableton has just announced a substantial update to Live, bringing it to version 10.1. This update includes 2 new audio effects. As a certified training center, our teams had advanced access to it, and we've had a chance to put it through its paces. In this video, I'm going to do an in-depth tutorial on my favorite pick of the new audio effects. It's a sick new delay called... it's at the tip of my tongue here. Aaron, what's it called again?
Delay.
Excuse me?
Delay.
Right, delay. I'm going to show you a few examples of how you can use it to amp up your sound design and mixing, doing things like this, and this. And this. Without further ado, let's check this bad boy out. The first example I'm going to show you is how delay can be used to treat a lead vocal. Here's what the vocal sounds like raw on solo.
Could you give me a break? I'm just a fool.
And in the mix.
Could you give me a break? I'm just a fool. Quit playing with my head.
The original sample is totally dry. It obviously doesn't have a place in the mix, and it stands out. I know a lot of producers would reflexively reach for a reverb here, but when mixing vocals, delay can actually be a really great alternative. That said, you need to be treading carefully here and be strategic, because if done wrong, it can totally wash out your vocal. Unless you're going for that far away, weird sounding kind of spacey vocal treatment, you have to mix it tactfully. Let's listen to the treatment I've done with delay here.
Could you give me a break? I'm just a fool. Quit playing with my head. Could you give me a break? I'm just a fool. When it comes to loving you.
You guys digging this or what? You can hear it's adding a sense of space and helping her to blend in with the mix, while still keeping that upfront and intimate sound that a lead vocal should have. We're getting this result partially by automating the feedback. When the vocal's in, the feedback is set to 0, meaning it's only going to give you 1 echo. Because the delay time is synced to the beat, this means the echo is 2/16 notes or an 1/8 note behind the dry signal. This gives us a nice little BPM synced rhythmic single delay. Then, when the vocal finishes, we can see that the feedback is automated up, giving it a nice long, kind of spacey tail.
Could you give me a break? I'm just a fool. Quit playing with my head.
The filter's also playing a big role here. It's removing the lows and highs to give lots of space to the air range of the vocal and the sub-range of the 808 beneath it. The frequency's set pretty low at 475 Hz because, as an engineer, I prefer quite dark-sounding ambience. As a final touch, it's possible to add some nice stereo width to this vocal with delay. The original sample's totally mono, so if we wanted a wider-sounding treatment, we could simply change the offset parameters of the left and the right delay channels in opposite directions. In this case, I've set up a macro to do just that. Check it out.
Could you give me a break? I'm just a fool. Quit playing with my head. Could you give me a break? I'm just a fool.
If you guys are digging this so far, I'll invite you to join the community by subscribing to our channel. Also, smash that notifications bell if you want to get the heads up on all the things right as we post them. In this example, we're going to use delay for sound design rather than mixing duties. There are 4 instances of it working in different ways on these drums to make them sound metallic and spacey. Here's what we've got. With the first snare, we're using an unsynced delay time in milliseconds to give fairly quick repeats, with feedback turned up. Then the bandpass filter is isolating the frequencies we want to be heard ringing out. A heavy-duty parallel compressor in the group is helping the tail to really stand out here. Looking at the second snare, we've got a similar setup, but now with some automation. The mode is set to repitch, and we're automating the unsynced decay time from pretty short to a little longer. This will make the delay's tail lower in pitch. The filter frequency is also being automated to accentuate this. Finally, we've got a very metallic-sounding delay on the drum loop. This one's also set to unsynced time, and the macro knob is shortening the decay time in repitch mode, giving a sense of increasing pitch while introducing a distinct ringing tone. Note how the feedback and wet-dry increases while the decay time decreases. This is much more pronounced and full range because the filter isn't being used to tame things up. It's a really in-your-face sounding effect. This audio effect rack, called the Glitch Bitch, is something I built years ago to easily mangle sounds and tracks in DJ sets or in songs that I'm producing. With each new version of Live, I revise it a bit and add new features. I wanted you guys to have this, so I've included it as a free download for you in the link below the video. Mess about with it and have some fun. Altogether, these treatments take normal-sounding drums and make them sound like they might be out of a sci-fi action movie or something. There's lots of crazy sound design tricks to be learned if you explore automation and delay parameters. I hope you guys find a home for this technique in your own music. Next up, I'm going to show you how to use the new freeze function in delay to make a riser effect perfect for your build-ups. Here's what we've got. Now let's listen to that in solo. We've made this whole project file a free download for you, so you can reverse engineer what we've done here, and so you can save this rack to your own library. Grab it just below this video. Let's take a peek inside the rack and see what's going on. We've got a chain of effects in here, all being controlled by macro 1, but the core of the sound is coming from the first instance of delay. The rest of the effects are just for some extra detail. So the freeze function in the new delay will grab what's currently in the buffer and repeat it indefinitely. The trick is to get the right sample into the buffer. Big Jer, one of the Ableton certified trainers on our team here at Warp Academy, built this drop. And I really liked the horns he used in the stack group, so I grabbed the downbeat from them. In my own tunes, I really like using pieces of the song itself to make effects like risers, fallers, impacts, and reverse reverbs. I find it helps everything to gel together. Looking at the automation, I played the horns clip, then triggered the freeze function, which is mapped using a macro right after. Then I turned the freeze function off again in the gap just before the drop. Then I let the automation targeting macro 1 do all the work. The reason I like using a macro for this instead of a rack is that it makes it really easy to get finer resolution on the movements you want. And you can also easily make edits afterwards without fussing about with the automation envelope itself. If you open the macro mappings browser, you can see all the stuff I have mapped to it. The rising pitch sound is really the central thing though, and that's coming from this right here. You can see the unsynced time is being reduced from 375 to 10 milliseconds. With the delay and repitch mode, that's what's giving it this nice smooth pitch increase. One thing to note is that you need to be in a free rate here versus synced. So the delay time can move smoothly rather than jumping to the next closest 16th note in sync time. Don't forget to grab this free project file so you can save this rack to your library. The link's below the video. I hope you guys liked seeing some creative examples of the new delay in action. I'm looking forward to hearing what you do with it in your own music. Don't forget that you can grab Ableton Live from warpacademy.com directly. And if you're a customer, you could qualify for that super juicy 40% off educational discount. More information on that in the link directly below this video. Also, we've got a full playlist of videos on every new feature in the Ableton Live 10.1 update. So smash that link below this video and keep learning. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you real soon. Peace.